I guess it's just mobility, because even they substituted the carry for the Claude even, so we'll have to see how they maneuver around in these fights.
Game number 2, Team Liquid as well as Evos Glory. The White Tigers and the Cavalry head-to-head once again. Can the Tigers force yet another game 2? Wait a minute, what? That's an early first blood here by Yeheskiel. What in the world? What was that?
It was an attempt for Dreams to try and beat Disruptive, thinking that maybe they'll be tanky enough. Oh, the farming speed quite a bit. I know Annabelle. Oh, you can see how fast he's actually reaching the little.
Crazy damage in the mid lane though. Yeheskiel very disciplined on that flicker, still keeps it, knows that there won't be enough to take him down, but that was close.
Okay, the emblems here by GameSmax. Kabuki with the tenacity still, with the agility. Like we said, they really want to get that mobility advantage. It's what allowed them to get so much control in the early game, in Game 1. And with the agility for both, for Aran, Kabuki, and for Aran and Kabuki at least, in mainly, they can really move around the map a lot faster. And if Evos are not in position to really start or receive a fight, then it's going to be a tough time for them to really go for these big fights. They might have to delay the game much later, like we saw in game number 1.
Both teams want to go for the contest here of the turtle. You can see them starting to centralize, circle around this top side, help out both Aran as well as Fluffy, but they don't go for it. Gugun level 4, Annabelle with the same level. It's a 50.
Massively, that should be a free turtle to Gugun, and he retreats it, and his Fury comes out as well, and Yaoi just pops into Power of Nature, wild charge, and a flicker into the back. Clockwood stunned as well, the barrier to stop Clockwood from moving, from just walking out. He's forced to flicker. An all-out win for the Cavalry.
Big moment there. Yaoi, of course, finding the pick off yet again. Now Evos, they have to wonder what they're trying to plan for here, because usually they want to play around Annabelle and how much damage you do in the early game and how much sustain you have. But now, he's kind of a bit behind when it comes to the proactiveness. See, in the mid lane though, a lot of these clearing endeavors are always everyone grouping together and clearing fast and then rotating again, just in case, right? One of these teams are setting up for an ambush in that mid lane. If you look at the emblems, by the way, Brand's with the Weakness Finder. He went for Quantum Charge in the previous game because he needs a bit more kiting, a bit more sustain. Against the Claude, I guess, he wants to be a bit more of a bully. He wants to try and get as much advantage he can in this early game.
So you're thinking that this time Evos want to have a little bit more of a tempo in the early game. Is that the main idea?
The scrap, and look at Gugun.
Great, now blazing duet cancelled out instantly, but look at Glockun, who doesn't have the flicker, gets caught in the crossfire of Kabuki's shots. And Kabuki just purifies out of that minion's Fury.
And that's a bold play by Kabuki there, knowing he has the Purify, just stands there and takes it. But yes, Evos, you can see, are a lot more willing to try and go for these fights. They do have some more combos, some strong laners as well. So for now, we'll have to wait and see. Dreams, by the way, he went with the tenacity, but not with the agility or the firmness. He went with the Inspire, so they're really trying to bank on having enough card control and team fighting tools to just win it out, all out against Liquid Aura.
And now both of these teams are collapsing once again on the turtle. Yeheskiel goes aggressively, actually, with his itemization with the glowing wand early. Diversion wave.
Going for Annabelle, he has the Spear of Alpha, Gugun, so going for it, and it's gonna be Annabelle, wins out the retreat battle, but Annabelle's caught in the midst of it all now as Yaoi pops in the Power of Nature. In the end, it's just a kill traded in for the turtle. Evos, they have yet to secure a kill, but look at the gold lead.
Wow, that was unfortunate for Liquid Aura, man. The fact that Annabelle just got in there and kind of just snagged it away. Look at the damage that Brand has. It seems like they're going to be going for another scrap. For Evos, though, again, they're just winning out in these fights, kind of. And Annabelle, despite the fact that he's not really snowballing or doing anything too crazy, he's still showing again how much mastery he has over this hero. Able to steal, not against anyone, against one of the most consistent Retribution-ers in the league right now.
Meanwhile, we do see Clockun picking up finally his second item, Enchanted Talisman. He wants to go for more of these plays.
Ooh. Dodge on the penalty zone. Ty, Fluffy, and Annabelle up together now. Yaskiel rotating over. Fluffy going very aggressive under the turret. The turret has been taken down. Oran, dispersion and rotation. Oh my god. Oran almost disappeared.
That was close. They didn't get necessarily a kill, but they were able to get that very expensive turret in the top side. Oran needs to go a little bit more vulnerable if he wants to push in that lane. Meanwhile, with his 200 gold lead, let's see the differences of the items.
Well, mainly, we're gonna just call attention to Clockun, right? The fact that he was able to do that much damage, he only has the Enchanted Talisman, so it's all his spammability and built-in burst kit. Whereas for Yaskiel, going with the glowing one means more team fighting prowess earlier, especially right now when the fights aren't long enough to really go for multiple rotations of the spells. There's a common build path we've seen a lot of mid laners take when they go with the Vexana, so we'll have to see. Now with the neutral objective spawning, it seems like they're preparing for a trap.
They don't fall for it. There is poke. Definitely over here. And in the last neutral objective take, Annabelle, he had to enter the vicinity last, or the first turtle would have happened all over again, right? Caught quite low, but now it's actually Oran who gets really poked here. Can he survive long enough?
It's a statement. His Fury and a flicker to enable Annabelle to look for a retribution. Even Yaoi cannot find the right wild target to get back. But Evos have traded equally in kills again, but they've secured another objective.
I really do want to highlight Annabelle here. Coming into this match, it was the highlight of the rookies, and the rookies have been incredible. Annabelle is going against... Oh, wait a minute, Fluffy.
Oh, outplaying and surviving. Up top. Fluffy making these miracles happen.
He doesn't get taken down. That's insane. That was a 2v1 situation. Still going to be able to defend that tower in the top side as well as clear. But back to that point, right? Annabelle is going head-to-head with a jungler, a rookie jungler, that has been able to get the #1 in objective takes of Lord, as well as the turtle, and yet he's able to fend for himself here. Look at this. 1 turtle versus 2 turtles already now. Annabelle stepping up with the neutral objective take.
This is where Liquid Ore needs to be very careful though. This mid-game with an Alpha, with a Minotaur, with a Lo Yi even, there's a lot of potential for Evos to really win out in this fight. So Liquid Ore has to pick and choose their fights. So far, they've allowed Kabuki a relatively okay laning phase. Despite going up against a Roger, despite going up against the Diversion, he's still pretty much able to be farm, and he's not really shut down. In fact, he has a gold advantage compared to Brands.
So it's still okay, technically, for Liquid Aura, but are they scaling? Are they in a composition that wants to weather the storm in the early game?
I feel like compared to Evos, their scaling actually isn't too bad. With the Vexana possibly getting... And at the same time, Oran with the Chi-Chi, if this game goes long enough, that CC can actually do a lot more damage, but of course it depends on whether or not he's even allowed the space to maneuver that way, because of course with the constant diversion threat, Evos can kind of deny Oran any real impact in the game.
Not just Oran though, even in the jungle, right? Annabelle is ahead in that EXP, Gugun is a level below. This is something that we don't see quite often, Iversion play though.
Oh yes, still penalty zone. Oh, he flickers out of the penalty zone. Around now, ties Brands and Dreams up, going for some damage, and the sustain. A good internal guard finds Dreams, and he will be bursted down, but he still has the flicker. What happened? Yes, good, it's very Yaoi, wild charge! Into the blazing duet of Kabuki. On the clock, he goes, charging in, now going back to the battle mirror image, and the shield unity connects onto Annabelle, and Yaoi gets traded in. Kabuki in the mid lane, spawning Fluffy and Brands in that bush. With the battle mirror image, jumps back in, zoning them away. Good on the Lord.
This is a 2v3 situation, 2v4. If Yaskiel can get back in time, Fluffy's still in the vicinity to open up vision, open up information. Is he gonna go for the Hail Mary play? Brands is coming.
Like and pounce ready, penalty zone gets popped in. Kabuki with nature, perfectly played by Kabuki on his signature pick. Brands, there's a diversion on him, so he decides to fight. Clockun brings him back an eternal guard. Gugun, Poison's popped in, but he will not be able to survive. Not against the claw of Evos.
30 seconds left for Gugun to respawn, but at the end of the day, it is Team Liquid with the Lord Arashi.
Still definitely much more valuable, and now they can really use that pressure to secure at least 2 turrets here for sure. And also it allows them to kind of spot out where Evos is going to be, because they have to deal with this Lord. You can see it, they're showing up on the map right here, which means Liquid Aura can just go aggressively to try and take all these side turrets, the mid turret as well, ideally. But man, that was a great play from them to just go back and forth right there and force Evos once they know that they had that advantage. I believe Dream was taken out by the Lord randomly in the middle of that engagement, but that's just how chaotic today has been.
But it's not that much of an advantage, was it? They were only able to pick up 1 turret with a Lord push? And that's an outer turret at that.
Ideally, they would get more, but it turns out Evos have just that much threat. So look at Aura, they're just waiting for the next opportunity right here. And now it's without, again, the threat of the waves, the Lords. They're just still corralling together because they're concerned about that very annoying diversion play from Evos. You see brands right here, but let's look at the items for a bit. Fluffy with the Athena and the gauntlet here. He'll be a lot harder to burst down because, you know, that item now doesn't really have an aura. It's anyone who hits you. So Fluffy will be very willing to just take some hits. And on the other hand, the same can't be said for Oran because he wants to be a lot more aggressive, a lot more maneuver and kite heavy. If he can get to the backline, that would be ideal. But of course, that depends on how the engage happens in the first place.
By the way, Annabelle is at a 1,300 gold lead. So among all his peers, he's the only one holding a gold lead. And that just really shows the comfort that he has on the alpha. We took a little bit of a fun fact earlier on by Goke. 75% win rate so far. I think it was picked up 8 times.
That's a crazy win rate to have, man. 8 times picked up, 75% win rate. Wow. And that's why it was such a surprise to us that Liquid actually let this go. But so far, they're making it work. But they've also made that Game 1 draft work in the early game, right?
So, see how this game really concludes? On the items, by the way, Yehezkiel, no one had a talisman. He went straight for the Lani Truncheon and the Blood Wings. So he is trying his best to just have a lot of burst damage and be a real threat here. Not really planning on just staying there and spamming spells out.
That poke from Kabuki. Fluffy is able to regen. Very quick though, pops that regen. Liquid on the Lord.
Just dancing around here, waiting for an opportunity. Fluffy though, isolated.
Barrier, shield unity now, but Gugun's the one knocked up. Another Eternal Guards, Mini Fury catches him. Annabelle, Spear of Alpha onto the back, finding Yaoi and Gugun. Just like that, reclaiming control. The Lord Pit Brands going, whoa, oh my goodness! Clawing Yehezkiel down to the ground.
The Tigers are roaring, they're clawing, they're on a rampage mode in the 14th minute of the game, just like that. Trigger happy, and 3 members of the cavalry are taken out. Annabelle going to be able to use that to zone out the members of Team Liquid away, and these towers are falling down like flies.
Base turret in the mid lane, focused down by Evos Glory. Brands doing the same thing in the bottom lane though. 2 base turrets down for Liquid Aura, and that's before the Lord. Gugun, shield unity, Brands has the Purify, gets out, it's a bait for the dispersion, but the Wild Charge still connects onto Brands. Now it's gonna be Oran who walks back in time, but His Fury cancels it out. He pops in his own Purify. Annabelle is isolating Gugun from the 3 members in the back. It's a shutdown to Oran. Look at the diversion, ends in the back, it's Claw! Who finds the dispersion, no rotation, that could have killed Kabuki. Flickers out of the Curse Blast. And now a siege could happen, a siege to end this game to secure Evos match point. Kabuki with a battle mirror image to the back, but Gugun cannot withstand the slashes of the Alpha, who's online. Kabuki with a desperate blazing duet to the back line onto Glockman, but it does not matter. Evos pounce again, and this time they pounce straight at the face. Match point.
The cavalry fall